Sorry about that, everybody. So, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Zwift Community Live broadcast of the Friday Criterium, the Primal-Europe Friday Criterium Spring Racing Series. Riders are just about to get underway out onto the course today for the London Loop 2 laps. And the riders have just taken off. It looks like we do have, it looks like about 70 riders or so in the pens. And we do have coverage of two separate races we'll be able to cover today. All the racers do start together for this race, though. So it's going to be fast and furious race at the front with the A's, but we will be able to cover a little bit of the C's, the B, the C, and the D category races for sure. So at the front of the race, though, right off the bat, though, we do see that it is going to be M. Burton taken off with Jay Grizzetti here, it looks like, following right up on his wheel as well. So we jump right in with the guys. So let's go ahead and bring that way up. And there we go. Nathan's mic no longer so quiet, and Zwift no longer so loud, at least I hope. So now we are seeing, though, up at the front here, it is going to be D. Fidalgo right along with D. Bailey and Mr. Locks. Casey Shum is in there as well from Team Experimental, it looks like. Good to see Casey chilling again in the races here. We do have G. LaForest as well as E. Larson. D. Atwell is making this front group as well. M. Burton just hanging on here at the back with Wisselsberger from that PTZ team in that new sick kit that they've been sporting as of lately. Looks like Kim Little is out here with a KOM jersey on. I have a feeling that ZHR in his name means that he was most likely racing just prior to this race and went ahead and grabbed that jersey in that effort. Looking a little ways back, then we are seeing M. Hunchur along with Waters and then Severide here as well, out of Norway. Just a little ways back from the front of this group. It is about 5 seconds back then to Amar and Griff and a few others, it looks like, that are going to be a part of the chase group today, unless they close that gap pretty quickly here. I have a feeling that is going to be the main chase group. We are looking at Mar along with Watt. Let's go ahead and see if we can jump in with these boys here. Yep, it's going to be Amar right along with T. Bergensen, and then R. Keats in there as well. 13 seconds back from these boys, it looks like it's going to be Jay Grief along with Verbaren out of Belgium, and B. Simpson and Stockvik, the well-known TFC rider there, leading out the third chase group. It looks like that it's trying to bring back the group of Simpson, Verbine, and a Lemon out on course here. So up back toward the front, though, I do see it is going to be Bailey then and Little. Watt here trying to cause a little bit of mayhem as they head on over toward their section of the classic course that they, I believe, no, they're going just straight up, I believe. If we're out on the London Loop, 2 laps of the London Loop, I believe it's just going to be going straight up the Box Hill today. I do have VMix Social open, you guys, or I do have social media integration, as I should be calling it today. So if you would like to interact with the stream at all, make sure to tweet out at us at Z Community Live. I do see a little bit of your chat over at the Facebook as well, and I will be bringing up Twitch chat here in just a moment. So anybody hanging out watching the stream, any questions, any kind of interaction that you would like to do, go ahead and bring the chat, and we will make sure to answer them as best as we possibly can. It looks like the stream is good today. We have been having a little bit of internet issues here at headquarters here and there, but it looks like they may be treating us okay today. Casey Shum back at the front here. I wonder if Casey did race right before this. We'll have to use zoopower.com for a little bit of those results to figure out where people were racing. ZHR training ride I am seeing right after this, but there's a ZHR up and down race. It looks like London Loop 2 laps, and it looks like we did have, I'm not seeing Mr. Casey Shum or Kim Little in that race. Actually, I was thinking that maybe they were in that race, since we were seeing the KOM and a few other things. We are seeing Locks here though now up at the front, making an attack from Vision here. Casey following very closely. It is 4 seconds back to Fidalgo now out of Spain, 6.4 watts per kilogram with Otwell, and then Mejzlik coming out of, I believe that's the Czech Republic here. Burton then and Larson. Gazzetti along with Termont in the B category, just trying to hang on with these boys and may be able to do so. If he does so right now, it will be a good day for him, as he will get definitely a solid draft with the A boys at the front of this race today. It looks like Gila Forest here now falling off the back out of Canada, unable to hang on to the pace at the front here. So it looks like Gila Forest now up and out of the south, 6.7 watts per kilogram, seeing that this is definitely a moment that he has to close this down. Locks at the front here, does not want anybody to be coming back, looking at 6 watts per kilogram. Now dropping it though with Punch here now 2.7. Looks like they're calming down. The Forest going to be able to get back on turn with 34 miles per hour. The Corn here now sitting in as well. Looks like Forest going to be right along with Severeid and Murphy. Whistlesperger trying to hold on to those wheels. I'm not sure that all of them are going to get back, as the Forest opens up a quick 4-second gap over the rest of the chasers here. So our Severeid along with Murphy and the others probably not going to be able to chase this back. We'll have to wait and see if they are able to pull that off. But we are looking here a little ways back from these front runners. At the front of the C category now, I believe, with it looks like Stockvik here leading things out with T-Edge and Riley. I believe these are the front runners in the C category currently. Moving up just a tad, we can get a look at some of the gaps here. It is going to be Beverage here. Yep. So this is the lead of the C's. We will keep eyes on this for sure. There are a few B-boys in here, but the C front runners in the Friday Criterium, Andy Beveridge right along with S. Creary. Stockvik is in there and has made this group, but this is going to get split apart on the climb, as it always does. That is the main place that you definitely see these groups break apart out on the London course. They are the front runners in the A group now are heading into the underground, and as they do so, we are going to see heart rates drop, most likely, probably no attacks, as they head into the underground and get ready for their assault of the London climb out here today out on Box Hill. And Saruth is in here saying, how do I join Team X? First race of the day for today, Casey says, and Kim Little says, pay attention, Little. It was a little off the back there for a second. We'll have to wait and see if that was what was happening. But Saruth, well, 2 people right below you there, CS Tricks and Kim Little. Both of them on Team Experimental. You might be able to chat with them a little bit and see if there are any openings. I have a feeling they might be able to direct you to the right person or in the right direction for some information on that. So Casey Shum here now, it looks like, kind of chilling right along with the man from the Czech Republic here. Casey Shum, well, 163, 164, not chilling so much. Is Kim Little paying attention? Looks like he is at 137 beats per minute. Definitely paying a little bit of attention. 6 seconds back is Atwell. They've actually gotten a break before even hitting the climb here. Locks here now, 6.5 watts per kilogram, holding on. Termont we're on with Outwell, LaForest, Fidalgo. There's some serious efforts being put out long before they even hit Box Hill. Watt here, 155, I think, was the instigator of those gaps opening up, though. So we look over the shoulders here, we'll be able to see what the gaps are starting to form here. Watt here up toward the front, right along with Casey Shum. We do see Melchek then and Locks there. Kim Little in the KOM jersey along with Punch here just making this lead group now. Now up and out of the saddle we are seeing, it looks like that is going to be not Watt. There's somebody else there that's amongst this group that's not actually a part of the race actually. That is making a little bit of attack up toward the front, so that's fine. But a little ways back, we are seeing Burton with LaForest, Larson, and Atwell really starting to turn the screws to try and get back with these boys. 5.3 watts per kilogram coming from Burton. Puncher just barely hanging on, though, as you're seeing 5.6 or so coming from him. LaForest and Burton, though, closing it down. It is only 3 seconds at this point. So Kim Little going to the front, starting to turn the screws at 6.0. 6.4 coming from Locks here. Serious effort coming from Mr. Kim Little now. 160 beats per minute. Shum here, 5.7 watts per kilogram. Watt now, 6.5, right along with Zlick here. Mr. Slick, I'm going to call him now. I can't get that one out as well here. Burton now 4.6. They're starting to drop under that 5 as I think maybe some of the motivation's going out, seeing the 6 watts per kilogram at the front from Mr. Kim Little himself here. So maybe paying a little better attention at the front of this race now. Moving back to the C category race, Andy Beveridge here at the front, absolutely killing it, 3.3 watts per kilogram or so, but T Edge from the B category starting to pull things apart as well. Kona Bear is in there just a little ways up. I think that she is most likely the lead woman out on course right now. We'll have to wait for some Zwift Power results and see if she is has any competition out there. Carissa Min usually races. We'll have to see if they've shown up today at all. As we usually have live results in, but we're gonna see if we can fix some of that for you guys. And actually, I'm just gonna open up. I'm gonna be a little bit risky here, boys and girls, and see if we can get some. See if we can get at least maybe some results coming through here. As these boys are heading up. Mr. Kim Little here. Let's see what happens when I do this. And nope. Quentin LaFay is definitely not a part of this race. I have a feeling that it wasn't even updated, so not going to work, boys and girls. Unless I went ahead and put the race ID in myself, but I'm not going to go messing around. We'll keep things going here with Mr. Kim Little up at the front here. Locks then right along with Mouchek, Casey Shum, C. Watt, and then Burton about 20 seconds back. Watt now falling off though, halfway, a little more than halfway up the Box Hill. This is looks like a moment he's got to get back on terms here. 160 beats per minute or so, 6.4 watts per kilogram. Looking at the current live results over at SwiftPower.com, I am seeing Kim Little, Aaron A. Locks right along with Casey Shum Melchik in there as well. Solid 5.0 watts per kilogram put out so far in this race coming from Melchik coming out of the Czech Republic there. Watt there as well was 3 seconds back as they hit Box Hill, Love Box Hill forward section of the course, but he looks like he was able to get back on terms with these boys. Watt there, solid rider, looks like 4.9 watts per kilogram, maxes out at 178 beats per minute, so he's at threshold. He's not really pushed it out to the max just yet. Kim Little, 183 is his max, and he's pushing up into that 164, so definitely into a threshold of pain right now. But now we have a counterattack coming from Mekjlek. There, he maxes out at 174. We're seeing a 157, so up and out of the saddle here for him, and making a solid attack over Casey Shum and the rest here. Shum here 182. Going to be a tough day, I think, for Shum to hang on with these boys. He maxes out, well, not 214 is what it says over at SwiftPower.com, but it looks like actually most likely right around a mid 190s, somewhere in that 193 or so. So he's got a little bit to work with, but he's definitely getting pushed to the limit right now. And we are seeing, so it looks like those boys can't talk right now, and that makes sense, definitely. We are seeing a little bit of a good luck tonight, mate, to Timothy, and evening all, best of luck and have fun from Timothy Termont. Thanks a lot for your chat in the stream over at Facebook. We are seeing it looks like 195 is the max for Mr. Casey Shum, who's typing well at 184 beats per minute. Looks like a little ways back then in the race for the bees right now, as well as amongst the women, it looks like Kona Bear is absolutely killing it, as she is chasing down, it looks like W. Riley, just a little ways back from these front runners that just went up and over the top there. A little ways back from her, it will be the front of the C category. It is going to be Martin Newson here from Norway, followed by Andy Beveridge, about 10 seconds back from him. So it looks like Andy is going to be dropped off at this point from the front of that C race. Martin Newson here, 3.5 watts per kilogram so far. We'll see if he can hang on to that effort though at the front here. Casey's had a dropout. I'm seeing that right now. Yep, there's a dropout, boys and girls. Casey Shum with the dropout and just disappears from the course altogether, actually. So it looks like it was a full-on dropout. Zero, actually no. Well, when somebody goes to 0 watts per kilogram like that, that's what it'll do to you. So it looks like he's going to be hanging out maybe with Burton and LaForest as they catch back up to him. So some sort of a mechanical there. It looks like some sort of a flat tire. Team Experimental needs to get that team car up to those boys and get him back on terms, maybe be able to pull in the volley there with the team car. It looks like it's not going to be happening for a while though. Maybe a full-on power outage. I know he rides a kicker, and maybe the kicker's connection output, man, is doing something odd here, as his teammate Kim Little is dang it in the chat there, as Kim Little goes up and over the top here, 3.7 watts per kilogram. Locks here now as well, 5.2, hanging on with Little, just barely, maybe not going to get back on terms as Little continues up and over the top of the climb here. And let's take a look at the race rules today, as I believe Friday Criterium is a little strict on some of the gamified aspects of the race. So for race information, power-ups are not allowed, but you can use any bike. So you can use the TT bike if you would like, but you cannot use any power-up. So Kim Little not able to use any advantage over the top of the climb there that he might pick up. They are most likely disabled for the event. If you're unfamiliar with Zwift racing, as you can see here, these guys that we're looking at the front here, A category racers, all A category racers, the assumption is that you can hold 4.0 watts per kilogram or higher. And so, as you can see here, Metchlek as well as Watt, Locks, LaForest, all with A in their name there. This is your front runners of 4, though, that have gone off the front now. And we are seeing that these boys are all holding over 4 watts per kilogram for sure, almost into 5 for some of them. And so anybody with that A in their name on the right-hand side, the assumption is that they are holding that solid 4 watts per kilogram or more for their functional threshold power, how much power they can hold for 1 hour straight. A little ways back then in the B category, we'll take a look at these boys here and girls here, give you guys an idea of what they are able to hold for their watts per kilogram. So we're in the C category that we're looking at here. We'll talk about the B's actually real quick here, as Martin Newson is trying to chase down T Edge as they're cresting up and over the top of Box Hill. T Egg here out of Germany as a B category rider. The assumption is you can hold 3.2 to 4 or 3.99 watts per kilogram for your functional threshold power. And then the C category riders, the assumption is that it's 2.5 to 3.2, and the D category is 2.5 and under. And the reason that we do this and that the organizers do this is so that everybody, when they jump into a race, has somebody to race against. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense if you jump into the race and you are a rider who can hold somewhere in the C category efforts 2.5 to 3.2, and you're racing with people who are 4.0 to 5.0 watts per kilogram. It's just going to be over right from the gun. As you can see, the groups split up immediately. And so everybody, the idea here, has somebody to race against and push themselves with and compete with and look for a result against. And that's one of the coolest things I've ever seen as far as cycling made social, and the ability to instantaneously race against people from all over the world in an online environment. So up back toward the front here, we are seeing a little bit of a break take place here with Kim Little and Locks as they get about 3 seconds, now 2 seconds over Watt. Watt counters, and at 6.37 watts per kilogram or so, almost back on terms here, but only 151 beats per minute. Looking very steady here for the waters getting put out there. Melchik now falling off pace as it looks like it's GG for him. He's had enough. Maybe he can hold on for one more lap over Fidalgo, who's about 1 second back, but he's got a solid group with LaForest and Burton, who might have quite a few watts here to put down to close down that minute over the next lap. A lap on the London Loop is a difficult one to hold off any chasing group. You got to have a solid threshold effort all the way to the line to be able to do so. Kyle Mack is in the house over at the Twitch channel. Good to see you, Kyle. You guys really should switch to BLE. I never get dropouts with Bluetooth, and there is less delay with gradient changes. AT Plus is awful indoors. Kyle Mack. Good to hear. I didn't know that, actually. Went Bluetooth, but no heart rate now. Gotcha, CS. CS, just so you know, I got a message from James Hodges, who runs the ZwiftPower.com, in case any of you guys didn't know, helps run it. And he let me know that anybody who is ZADA approved will. So just so everybody knows, anyone who has a ZADA approval badge, if you use your heart rate monitor in 50%, at least 50% of your last races, or a certain amount of your races, then once in a while, if you can't find your heart rate monitor or you can't get it working or something, you can, there is, so I wouldn't worry about that, is all I'm saying. Don't worry about that. I messaged him the other day and I was like, man, I looked after Vegas. I could not find my heart rate monitor. I raced the KISS 100. I got DQ'd after taking a third place after suffering for 2+ hours straight out on Watopia racing against Komarek and your teammate. I raced against one of your teammates. Who was it? Well, anyways, another Team Experimental boy, and super frustrating in the finish there, as I'm like, man, such an effort. And then I'm like, you guys, I'm on a power tap. I streamed it live. I showed that I was on a G3. Can I get this? And he said, look, I've changed things so that if you're ZADA approved, though, only ZADA approvals, not everyone. This isn't everybody, but only those who have a ZADA badge can get that. So first of all, you have to start producing 5 watts per kilogram for 20 minutes, and then if you do that, it opens up the opportunity for you. So there's a little achievement for some of you guys and gals to go after. So now looking here, we do have Kim Little with Locks and Watt. Up off the front here, it is 15 seconds back to Melchik, who is still trying to hold off Fidalgo and Burton and LaForest. They've almost got him in their sights, actually. He's only 1 minute up, but this is a long stretch where they can start to see a few up the road. And CS Tristan, good info on the ZADA HR. Fair if the attempt is there. Yeah, for sure. And just cruising with the bees now, trying not to influence them, Casey is saying there. And we'll see if that can happen, man. It's very difficult when you're in the middle of a race to make that happen, for sure. We are looking at, it looks like a few of the B riders here that he was talking about. I think one of the stories today that we're going to focus in on is Kona Bear, as she is hammering from that BRT team here and hanging in with some of the front boys in and amongst the B race. We are seeing Neil Ward here. Kona is there along with Atkinson. Bergensen just about 9 seconds back from them. And this is the, it looks like the middle of the pack for the B racers. About 20 seconds back, it is going to be Martin Newson here. Able to get a solid gap over Lafleur and Stockvik, about 55 seconds or so. We'll have to wait for ZwiftPower.com results to let us know whether or not the man off the front there, Martin Newson, is within category limits. He's been putting out a solid 3+ watts per kilogram for a while, I think, within 3.5 to now we've seen 4.6 or so as a C category rider. Now we've seen continuance into 3.2. So we'll have to see if he hangs on with the wheels here, or maybe just going a little bit over effort and then is going to fall intensely toward the second lap out on course here, though. Looking a little ways back, then it is going to be Holm, though, hanging on with them. So it looks like Holm bridged the gap there, 3.0 watts per kilogram. So these two in the C category, this is going to be your front two runners then. then, along with Verbyron and then Stockvik, Lafleur. They're only 35 seconds back, maybe be able to close this down. And Casey Shum is saying he's going to be doing a force interval up Box Hill. Why not? That's a good idea, actually, probably. It'll help you close things down. Just put it in a big gear and grind to try and get back some of that time loss with that dropout Casey. Stockvik here, 2.1 watts per kilogram, 2 seconds up from the Lafleur. Doesn't look like he's got a whole lot of watts to try and close this down. 172 beats per minute, definitely a high heart rate, so he's definitely throwing down an effort here to try and get away from Lafleur and Verbyron. But these boys, I think, are going to chase him right on down, as it looks like they've got some numbers here. As Stockvik maybe just trying to instigate a little bit of speed to try and bring back the win here, as Holm is still off the front here at 3.2 watts per kilogram, keeping it fairly steady. 141 beats per minute. I think Holm, maybe, if he is right at threshold, is most likely got a very, very low heart rate or not in the correct category. But moving back toward the front of the race, we are with the chase group right now here with LaForest and Burton. Fidalgo, 3.6 watts per kilogram, 106 up from them. Still opening up the gap, actually. The man coming out of the Czech Republic here, Mr. Z, along with Watt and Locks and Kim Little. 3 off the front here. This is the front of the race here with the C-Watt coming out of the USA. A-Locks here out of Great Britain with Kim Little. So it is going to be unattached rider C-Watt with Kim Little coming from Team Experimental, and Vision Cycling with Locks at a solid 4.8 watts per kilogram as they make their way toward the underground here through Trafalgar Square, left-hand turn. And nobody's going to be going anywhere just yet. So at the front of the B race, let's see if we can find the front of the B race, as I know that Griff, I believe, along with Murphy and a few others, Wisselsperger, let's see here, I think Wisselsperger actually may be the front of the B race. We'll have to wait and see here if we get any more. No, Termont, man, this guy has just been unstoppable. And 3.4, 3.7 watts per kilogram, hanging on to Atwell's wheel. So it is going to be Termont here, still at the front of this B race. And now, of course, we're going to lose the rest of the population behind here. I was hoping it would not leave us, but we're going to have to wait and see if we can grab more of those riders behind here. While we wait for that, we will head on over to zwiftpower.com and take a look and see for the women's category. It is going to be Kona Bear, I believe, leading it out. But anybody else here challenging her out there, out on course? It looks like Carissa is not there to tell to settle down, I don't believe, today. She's usually around the Stockvik group. So it looks like total starters that made it across the junction at the start was 64. It looks like we did have a couple drop off after that, and it looks like we have a couple of D riders who are making their way over the top of Box Hill right now. So we do have a couple of D category riders, but mainly back to Arthis and Bordeaux are going to be. Jay Edwards is there as well, Kendall and Vanderkeer. These riders, though, without an attachment in their category. So make sure you put your category attachment in there when you do sign up for the race. Termont with an attack over Atwell there. I wonder if Termont's going to get an upgrade to the A soon, because he has been up and amongst these boys a lot. And we are seeing 3.9 watts per kilogram. He's right on that edge. Right on that edge. And we'll see if eventually I think Termont is going to be getting that upgrade, as he just keeps on dominating the B category. Maybe if we get some races going on that are based off of wins and upgrades through those wins, I think Termont would end up not in the elite category where Kim Little and the others are kind of riding, but in the category that belongs right along where we're seeing, if we look at this here, there's a category that definitely belongs right along with LaForest, Burton, and Larson area there, I believe, or maybe a little bit behind even with Vicorin and Punch here. You know, I think that there's an elite category with Locks and Watt and these others, and Plusmers and there's a lot. We're talking Quentin LaFaze, and we're talking the Webbs and Cartwright and Allenby and those. That's the more the full on elite category, and then right behind that, ZwiftRankings.com, they have their whole ranking system that does kind of lay this out a little bit. And I have a feeling that there's a category right around Fidalgo, LaForest, and Burton that's going to be behind this front three runners. And I think Termont might find himself landing in there, or maybe just the category right behind that. That would be above maybe where some of the B riders that he's racing against now are based off of watts per kilogram. So I'm super excited once we start getting some categories in game based off of those results. And the FTP works really well for having people kind of around what you're racing, but as you can see, as you've got the situations where we have the same people at the front over and over again, winning, and not ever able to change categories because of it, and racing against like almost tiers that end up happening within the watts per kilogram categories. And I think it would start to also encourage people to start racing each other from other races that they focus on, and kind of give more of a, okay, well, who stands amongst me amongst these kind of results. And I think it would also give an opportunity then for us to move forward with almost kind of like championships or regional type races that like bring together series. So like, you've got the KISS races for the Europe, and then you've got KISS races for the Americas, and then you've got Friday Criteriums, and you've got Aussie Crit Series. And when you get some rankings going on like that, and you start seeing who's at the front of those, you then can maybe do invitationals and invite those people together. But the only way to probably do that would be through having a ranking system that is based on results like that. So looking through here now, Watt along with Kim Little and Locks now 8.5, now 7 watts per kilogram to try and hang on with these boys here. 31 seconds here with Z Medzik here, about 32 seconds back. We were talking about this with Medzik. We'll see if he can make this happen. As you can see here, 34 seconds, but 25 seconds is the number I think he's thinking about with LaForest, Burton, and Fidalgo here, trying to hang on to the effort. And we'll see if they can make that happen, man. It's going to be a hard day out there for sure. Chris is out here. Good to see you, Chris, in the chat here. Not racing today, and it is going to be 2 laps, so they're coming right down to it. And Chris is saying, I was all excited to race Roanoke next weekend, but I think it's on hold. I'm sorry to hear that. And Airfried saying, come on, Loxy, cheering Loxy on. Kim is half asleep. Now he has no work to do for Casey. Will he wake up for the sprint? James Hodges is saying. And absolutely hilarious. And we're seeing Jesper Anchor in the house saying, go Timothy Termont. And then E. Vandenberg is in there saying Casey's HR lasted on the limit, but not the connection. Hilarious. Who will win socks today? Jesper, people are winning socks today? What's going on with the socks? So looking through here, we see Watt now attacking though at the front out of the U.S. of a 5.3, 6.8 watts per kilogram here. 1 second back, it is going to be Mr. Kim Little, along with Locks now 2 seconds back at 4.7 watts per kilogram. Looks like Loxy might be falling off pace from the attack from Mr. C. Watt here out of the US of A. Kim Little now countering though, and going right on by Watt actually, as Watt maybe too much, bargained for a little bit too much there. Kicks it up into that RPM, 6.3 watts per kilogram. But Kim now with some continuance at 5.0. Looks like Watt can kick it into 6.8 at will here. For now 7.3, 7.2. Can he get back onto that wheel and hold? And will he go right on by again? Looks like he is going to do so now. 5.8 watts per kilogram, 6.8, all over the place. Kim might have to just let that go, as C-Watt is going to be absolutely gone, I think. Loxley here trying to get back with him. 7 seconds is going to be the difference. Watt now 7.0 again. Over and over again. Kim Little just trying to do everything he can, keeping it consistent here. 5.5, 5.6, 4.9 watts per kilogram as the riders are starting, as it looks like Watt here is starting to get away from him. And I'm with you there. A little bit of a there coming from Kim Little. And I think there's a little bit of all around. And that's okay though. I think Watt has put out over 5 watts per kilogram for the duration of the race. So I believe I'm going to take a look here real quick. Yeah, we're seeing 5.0 from Mr. C. Watt. So Watt, make sure that after the race, with your attack here up and over the top of box, so I'm assuming you're going to put out over 5.0 watts per kilogram to hold on to this. You'll need to submit a ZADA approval with a strain gauge power meter after that effort. So in order to get reinstated, I believe, for the race. So make sure you keep on going at this so that it does flag it. Make sure you go at over 5, 6, 7 watts per kilogram so that you can get your ZADA approval badge on those awesome watts you're putting out of the US of A. 5.2 watts per kilogram here now coming from Little to hold off Mr. Locks there from Vision Cycling. Solid effort from these boys. Moving back just a little bit, we are looking at Otwell and Termont here out of the B category here. So let's go ahead and move back to these boys, as looks like Termont still solid 4.0 watts per kilogram to hold on to Atwell's wheel. These two have been back and forth at each other actually through these races. I've been watching these battles actually quite a bit lately. The BRT boy here, Mr. Termont, always with Atwell. I think these two are fairly well matched actually in their abilities. So a little ways back then from them, it is going to be Wisselsberger trying to chase down Grizzetti. Casey Shum there as well with that dropout earlier, just trying to keep it steady at a solid 5.0 watts per kilogram, grinding out he was going to do some force interval over the top of Box Hill here. Murphy's there as well with Griff, and then we are looking back a little bit with Creary and Mar. Kona Bear here keeping it steady amongst these B-boys now, as she's looking to chase back down Amar 4.0 watts per kilogram or so from that BRT team. A little ways back from her, we are looking for the front of that C category. It is going to be Kay Holm with Martin Newson, and it looks like Holm getting a little bit of a gap over Martin Newson as they start Box Hill. This has been a battle in that C category for quite a while, and 46 seconds back, it is going to be Stockvik holding down a solid third place right now in that C category. Just about to crest up over the top, we are seeing Kim Little did make a counter and got back onto Mr. C. Watt's wheel here, 155 beats per minute or so. Now up in that 6.3, 6.4. Kim Little counters him very quickly here, 164 beats per minute. Looks like Mr. C. Watt here trying to get back on terms, kicks it one more time, 156, coming to him 157. Not sure he's going to be able to do it. It is 11 seconds now. And crazy kind of 0 to a million, 0 to a million over and over again, but it looks like he is up and out of the saddle trying to close it down, and might be able to do so here, as Kim though just keeps it consistent at the front here. 4.0, 4.5 watts per kilogram, 15 seconds off the front now. I'm not sure he's ever going to be seen again, as C. Watt let him go up and over the top. Maybe a little inattentiveness there. It looks like he's got the watts to give, but not able to hold on to the wheel over the top there. So, and Johnny Noblet's in the house saying it's Friday, got to get down on Friday. Everybody looking forward to the weekend. Good to see you there, Johnny. And more trigger finger coming from Mr. Kim Little. A little bit of a comment. Not even sure what that's supposed to mean, but let's go. And we're seeing Roger saying, come on, Kim Little. Hold off Watt here, but Watt is still throwing down a solid 6 at some points here, getting a solid, it looks like 42 miles per hour. Kim Little here 46, a steeper part of the course though. And as Watt comes into this section, hitting 50 miles per hour. Little now also 50 miles per hour, 51.49 there. Watt's got a little bit more miles per hour. Gets into Sagan Tug here though, and now is going to drop down to 48 here. Not sure he's going to see him again. It's a solid 12 seconds. And this is going to be a battle, I think, all the way to the line for Kim, as it's going to have to be a serious effort to hold off this man here, chasing him down here. Locks here now, 4.7, 5.0 watts per kilogram. Holding off Melchik pretty easily here, who's in the Sagan tuck on his way down Box Hill. Maybe a full-on dropout, 36 miles per hour here. LaForest at 4.6 watts per kilogram, holding off Burton. That's been a battle all the way to the line, it looks like here, but LaForest getting away from Burton at 9 seconds or so. 4 minutes up though from them. It is going to be Kim Little with 9 seconds over C Watt. Now 8 seconds. Looks like Watt here kicking it into 35 miles per hour, as we're seeing here Little 34, 31, 33, 30. So yep, there's definitely a gap being closed here with some higher speeds. Little here, 157, definitely in a world of hurt, I believe, trying to hold them off. Which seat shall I choose? Kim Little is saying, someone get auto-tune on and mix it up. Yes, I know the song here. I definitely know the song. Maybe not a fan though, but anyways, here with C Watt here, 6.6 watts per kilogram. 1 second up is the difference at this point, and it looks like Watt is going to make the catch, and it's going to be a battle to the line for Mr. Kim Little. Watt now up in the 171 beats per minute, just keeps on bringing that heart rate up little by little by little. Kim Little though hangs onto the wheel, and it's going to be a battle right to the line. And we are seeing here he can not been watching what is happening this race. Kim and Watt are off the front. Locks here is trying to chase him down, not going to happen, and sitting in third place. A little ways back, we've got a battle in the C category with Holm and Martin Newson. That's opened up to 18 seconds. In the B category, Termont is killing it, hanging on to Atwell's wheel, and that is the current battle situation. We do see Watt though back at the front here making an attack. Kim Little following it very closely there. Watt going again into 10 watts per kilogram, as you can see here, and then fading up in the 10, nothing, 10, nothing, doing he might be on a Watt bike, actually, I have a feeling, as there's a little bit of a interesting thing that you can do with the Watt bike with that kick and then nothing, that kick and then nothing. There's a couple different power meters that do have something interesting there, as you can see things jumping around a whole bunch like that, and you can get crazy wattage out of it by just resting every couple of seconds. It looks like that might be what's going on here. Or he's just getting dropouts. And is putting out 11 watts per kilogram in between with those dropouts every time he's doing that. But it looks like Watt is going to be getting away here. Maybe. Actually, he can't do it. He can't break Little, it looks like, as Little's just hanging out of the wheel. 167, 167. And he's trying to do it. 180, and it looks like it's good game to the line here, as he's pushed it into 180 beats per minute. Kim Little's got 20 beats per minute to work with here, and is starting to walk away here. Watt, poor guy, has some sort of a malfunction going on here. I'm not sure what it is. 0 watts per kilogram at moments here. Now it looks like it's GG, game over, as he can't seem to get the bike to give any more out there today. So looking back here, we are seeing Kim just cross the line, followed by Mr. Watt there, and then a little ways back it is going to be Locks here crossing the line in third place. And what's going, so we've got a comment there coming from Kim Little saying, have that Watt bike. So interesting. I'm not sure. Is that, like, go ahead and give me more explanation what you're thinking there. Cat and mouse being played there. So definitely a little bit of cat and mouse, it looked like. And nice TT on fire this week. And Johnny Nobbit's thinking dropouts. I don't know. Maybe. We give him the benefit of the doubt there. But Kim Little with a win today in the A category. It looks like it might have been dropouts, but the other thing, though, John, you got to realize is that when it wasn't a dropout, it was 11 watts per kilogram every time. So that means that Watt was putting out 11 watts per kilogram or so that entire time, all the way through consistently, is what Zwift was telling us outside of the dropout. So that would say that maybe not, because no one is going to put out 11 watts per kilogram from the bridge all the way to the finish line. No, not dropouts. I would have to agree with you there as well, Kim. So looking through here, we can see that it is going to be K home now, bring it up over the top, but I want to get back with the front of the B's here. We'll follow home here though for a few minutes. I do see A. Ferentz out on course. Good to see him, ex-professional hockey player. LaForest now making his way to the line in the A category. We'll get back with the front of the B's though, as they're about to cross the line. I am seeing Mr. Timothy Termont here now. 3.0 watts per kilogram. He's been holding on to Atwell's wheel for like this. It's like almost like he glues on to Atwell's wheel for the race and then just like says, all right, here is my ticket to the front of the A's, but it looks like they're getting away from him now at this point. But Termont here, 3.9, 4.0 watts per kilogram. Vacorin there as well. Casey Shum after the dropout, catching people, dropping like flies they are. But Termont going to be winning this by a solid 2 minutes and 25 seconds out there today. Jesper Anchor saying Timothy Termont represent. And good to see Jesper hanging out in the chant today. Thanks for chilling. Looking back, we are seeing then it is going to be Mr. Termont to the line with a little bit of a kick, trying to hold off the Corin here actually from going from way out as he tries to get back on terms of punch here and Atwell. Termont now out of Belgium, 1 second's the difference here. Gets right onto the wheel and looks like he is going to be able to be a part of the sprint here with these boys, but after that kick he's gonna have to rest up seriously. Atwell still pulling away at 180 beats per minute, just trying to make it fast, it looks like, at the front, but I'm not sure that's gonna help him out. His punch here's got 6 watts per kilogram to give. Now fades a little bit as Termont now sits in. Most likely is gonna have another kick to the line. But now Puncher goes up in that 13 watts per kilogram. I'm not sure he's going to be seen again. Termont tries to follow. Hangs on to Atwell's wheel, goes right on by him, but Puncher's absolutely gone with that signature in his name at 11 watts per kilogram or so. 185 beats per minute, 187 beats per minute. Termont now absolutely gone. Atwell here with Vacorin now just about to cross the line. Casey Shum strolling in, it looks like, after the dropouts that he had a little bit earlier. So that was the finish for the absolute front of the B race, as we had Mr. Termont winning it today. We are at the front of the C race now with Kay Holm and Martin Newson, about 138 back from him. So that race got figured out there between Holm and Newson. Martin Newson now 139 back, and was he caught by Stockvik? Nope, Stockvik was sitting in third place, and I don't believe he is going to be caught. So we are seeing an EVR race lining up. Actually, I did just see a Mr. Quentin LaFay hanging out in the pens, so they're about to get going, it looks like, out on course. We are seeing Wisselsberger, I believe, holding down a solid second place in the B's. We'll get back with them as Holm makes his way down the other side of the box hill. We wait for the C's to finish up today. And we are seeing Timothy has to go from a long way out. He is on a vortex, so capped at 1,000 watts. Shots fired. Timothy's a beast on the bike. Drop me up every berg in Flanders. If everything goes according to plan, racing the Kiss evening on Sunday. Nice, Jesper. Nice, Jesper. Thanks, Nathan. Earned those fajitas now. Nice job. Nice job, Kim Little. Grizzetti here now, just about to cross the line, it looks like, ahead of Wisselsberger. Wisselsberger with Bailey and Griff. This is your next runners, I believe, in the B category. We'll have to wait and see if I believe for the race ID, I wonder if I can put them in and get some results here. Johnny, it worked in the past. I know it worked in the past. I've seen it work in the past. Off of the tags in the name. If somebody doesn't put their tag in, then oh well. Then it is what it is. And the unidentifieds, I mean, maybe they get pulled off, or we just kind of deal with them being a mess in there. But I think it's better to have the results there and have it consistent, rather than pulling it from the broadcast here. D. Bailey right along with Griff, along with Murphy here, about to cross the line in the B category. Lemon is there as well with A, Mar, and Creary. Just a little ways back in this B category. We do see that Holm here, though, now is still leading it out in the C's. And it looks like Holm now solid 6.5 watts per kilogram or so. I can see that it is going to be for Holm an upgrade, maybe. He's right on the edge at 3.2 watts per kilogram right now. If he keeps on kicking, he is going to get into that 3.3 and get an upgrade. So we'll have to wait and see if that is what is going to happen here. Let's see here really quick if I can do something with these results here today. As I think I got to change all of them, though, which is not fun. I don't want to change all of them. And I don't even know where to do it all. Let's see here, because Nathan's not as familiar with awesomeness. I found it. All right, so we might be able to change some things up here. Holm now making his way to the line, it looks like here, as the riders behind are not going to be chasing him, so it looks like it is going to be Holm with a solid result here, but he will be battling it out with a few of the B riders for the finish line. We'll see if he's able to hold off for a sprint, even amongst some of those B boys out there on course here. Looking through, then we are seeing Kona Bear in the B category, just about to finish up something that we were talking about a bunch here, actually. Kona Bear, solid effort for the women today, so nice job to her. Out of Great Britain there, battling with Waters and Neil Ward. It looks like she is going to be able to throw down a solid win today for the women, and I think finishing around mid-pack for the B boys out there too. B-boys and girls. Neil Ward about 3.7 watts per kilogram, just a little ways back. But for the BRT, Kona Bear there representing. Now Holm now making his way to the line, it looks like here. 3.8 watts per kilogram, just a little ways behind Ward. It looks like it's going to be a battle between Atkinson and Holm. 6.6 watts per kilogram coming from Mr. Holm there. Atkinson now kicking up into 6.7, but Holm's going to be getting away from him, I believe, at that solid 8 watts per kilogram coming out of Denmark. Now 7.5. So solid effort here coming from Holm. Moving back a little bit, I believe we do see an Ivan Dominguez actually out on course. Good to see him. We actually hung out with him at Zwift headquarters and had a little chat about his racing career. Professional racer out on course, Mr. Ivan Dominguez, out of the US of A here. Our Keats here. Now with Bergensen 10 seconds up and Sarah Ravid. So it is going to be Martin Newson, though. This is second place in the C category that we are following now. So we'll see if he's going to be chased down by nobody. That's for sure, as it's 119 between them. What I want to see here is whether or not these A results load after I changed that ID. Look at that, boys and girls. Oh my goodness. Nathan figured it out, made it happen, and all good to go. All good to go. So it looks like Martinez here in the C category, followed by P. Macron, and then Riley right along with Edge, and now Martin Newson. Martin Newson, excuse me, is going to be taking second place. Then we do have Lafleur here in the C category. Next one to be crossing the line. It looks like so. Solid result for Lafleur. It looks like third place, able to hold off Mr. Stockvik there. We're going to get all these results up for you, I believe. It might be a little bit messy, but I think it'll be worth it. So we're going to go ahead and get these loaded for you and make sure that we use some of the cool new scenes that have been put. So much work have gone into them. and we definitely want to use them for the broadcasts here. We are seeing a little bit of kick here from LaFleur, trying to maybe catch up to the other Sea Rider. Excuse me, there was another Sea Rider ahead of him. I didn't see the little C there in his name. Out of Belgium, the two Belgian riders here battling out. LaFleur now catches him, goes right on by, 188 beats per minute. What an effort there coming from LaFleur, actually, as Verbyron here is dropped off by 1 second, just at the line there, unable to kick anymore. So it will be Verbyron, and then Stockvik here 40 seconds back in the C category. Says the cramps are ouch, and I understand that completely, as those can be extremely painful, especially on a box hill course. Definitely something to not want to mess around with. But when you're getting cramps, though, you know that you've usually pushed yourself to the absolute max, actually, out on course. So nice job out there today, pushing yourself there, Stockvik, as he's about to cross the line. Looks like here. In the C category, we are seeing the results here. Holm followed by Martin Newson, and then LaFleur. Stockvik there, 4th place. There was, as you can see here, there was one missing because of the tag in the name. And I think, you know, the thing is that happened regardless, actually, in the categories, actually. Whether or not there were separate events. We saw that, actually, whenever somebody just doesn't put their tag in the name, it's almost as if they did not register for the race. So make sure you're putting the tag in your name, or else it's extremely difficult to get any results for you over at zwiftpower.com, at least to it seems like, to really work them out, as especially to integrate into the broadcast. Hail the Sprint King at Zwift Community Live. You doing EVR as you promised ages ago? I don't think we ever promised anything, ever, Rogers, about EVR. So no, we're probably not going to do that. I've got intervals to do, really difficult 380 watt interval repeats at somewhere between 4 and 5 minutes. So that's going to hurt. And I also have a meeting with some anchor dude that I have to talk to. I don't know what his problem is, but I think I'm supposed to be talking to that guy. We need an unbiased third-party official. Wait a second. What's going on here? What's this chat here? Rogers, I'm going back to racing next week. Ready for a rematch. 8-2 then. 5-2, 7-2. Do I hear 9-2? What are we talking about? I don't even know what is happening. Like, what is even happening here in chat right now? S. Millward here now bringing it to the line. It looks like 1.9 watts per kilogram with Hoke, as well as the Mino, and then Powell. I am looking for the D category. I am seeing, I believe there might be one more in the D category coming to the line here in just a moment. We'll wait and see as they make their way to the finish. I believe they were just a little ways back from these other finishers in the C's. I'm going to keep on moving my way back here. Powell now just about to cross the line, it looks like, in the top 20 in the C category. Moving back, I'm looking for the D's. Seems fun. The Zach and Jesper grudge match. I absolutely love the Zach and Jesper grudge match. That sounds like a great time. We should do a stream where we do the Zach and Jesper grudge match battle all out in the world of Zwift. I'm all down for that. Let's make it happen, boys and girls. Looks like Powell gave everything he had to the line there. So as we wait for a few of the D category riders, I'm going to go ahead and bring in the results here. And it is Watopia for some reason in the background, but that's okay. Chris Watt, it looks like, with Aaron Locks. It looks like LaForest, Kim Little is not in there. So things do get a little wacky, it looks like, as Kim Little did not have his name correct, I believe, see, now here's the thing. This is kind of a little bit of a test. And I'm looking, and Kim, for the live results, did Kim have it in his name? So this is a little bit of a test here. We've got some new results stuff going on here, and Kim isn't in there, and I have a feeling it's because he had ZHR in his name as the final tag. So we'll have to get things really specific as to how to tag it so that we get the correct results in the broadcasts and able to pull them. Termont there with Norbert Wisselsberger, David Bailey, Justin Griff, and Bradley Murphy. I'm not sure. Now, these are just kind of up in the air, not for sure results, just so you guys know, but we just want to show you cool scenes and act like we're professionals. So Kenneth Holm followed by Martin Newson. This looks all correct there, pretty much through the top 5 from what I saw. So nice job to all of those riders. In the D category, a little ways back here, we're looking, and looks like we are going to have Emiliano McGee and then Chas Mann. Next one across the line. The rest of them start turning into numbers and span class text reds and different kinds of HTML text at that point. So thanks a lot for racing HTML texts as well as the Prudential Arch at entry. Thank you so much, Prudential Arch, for racing. Congratulations on your new FTP in the D class there at 62 kilograms. It looks like, just so you guys know, the Prudential Arch weighs 62 kilograms on the dot. Okay, so thanks everybody for tuning in. I appreciate you guys so much. Congratulations to all the racers there. I'll go ahead and read out some of the official results that I have here, though. So I do have Kim Little followed by Chris Watt and then Aaron Locks in the A category. That's your top 3. In the B category, Timothy Termont, 3.9 watts per kilogram. Timothy, right on the edge. Good job. And there with Norbert Wisselsberger, followed by David Bailey. That's your top 3 in the B category. In the C category, Kenneth Holm, 3.3 though, buddy. I saw it coming. Up you go. Congratulations. Nice job on the upgrade in the B category now, Kenneth Holm. But the winner without an upgrade would be Martin Newson, Martin Newson, followed by Tiago Lafleur, and then pal Eddie Stutvick. Nice job to the top 3 out there today. Kona Bear, nice job today. Where is she? I'm looking for you. In the results, there she is, Carrie Conabear, coming out of the UK. Nice job on your win in the women's category, 23rd overall, and it looks like a top 7 or 8 amongst the men in the B category. So solid effort. We are looking through for the D's, and I think Emiliano and McGee battling it out to the line. Looks like Emiliano followed by B McGee is going to be your D category. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. You guys all rock. Congratulations to the riders and the racers. And as always, everybody, ride on, and we will see you over the weekend, most likely for my KISS 100 suffering and some other things going on this weekend, and then back at it Monday and Tuesday with a lot more racing and all the other cool things we're doing here. So if you haven't done so already, it's your first time over at the Twitch channel at Zwift Community Live. We are growing the Twitch channel. It's growing quickly, and we do have exclusive streams on Twitch. Also, whenever we're having internet issues, we've noticed that Twitch actually handles things really, really well. They do something with their keyframes and their ability in the background to take the stream and make it more consistent, even if we're having some inconsistency on the back end with the internet. I know that I missed yesterday's KISS race as well as some other XRS stuff I've been wanting to do, but we're upgrading the internet right now, just so you guys know. Next week, Tuesday, we're going to have a full on upgrade coming from a systems tech from our internet service provider. They're putting in new lines and higher speeds, and super excited to have that, because we're going to have more committed 24/7 coverage. It won't be 24/7 live coverage. So this is a real quick update, everybody. It's not going to be, but we're going to have 24/7 running broadcast. Okay, so we've got plenty of content from the last 6 months or so, or not, maybe not 6 months, what are we doing this for? 4 months of Zwift Community Live, right? So we've got plenty of content, of Zwift Community Live content that we're producing almost every day. And we'll be putting that on rebroadcast along with our live broadcasts. So, and we'll have like themes for each day. So, right, like Fridays is Friday Criterium we've been doing for a long time. We'll be doing a lot of rebroadcasts along with other things that we do on Fridays. Obviously, Zuxkana's workout rides, we'll do rebroadcasts of those because it's a Friday thing. So we'll have, each day we'll have themes that we will rebroadcast, so that, and then we'll throw other things in there as well if we don't have enough to fill the whole day with its theme. But just so you know, 24/7 is on its way. And then, is that your hand or something photobombing you? It's definitely my hand. I was being photobombed as, yeah, I see that. You're funny there, Jasper. All right. So that's the next update, just so you guys know. All right. Thanks for tuning, guys. Congratulations to the riders. Right on.